Napoli-Juventus plan tomorrow already started. Crazy story of a Friday morning. Apparently, according to Repubblica, De Laurentiis, or at least Napoli, they called Paris Saint-Germain asking them a favor. Can you slow down? Can you postpone the agreement, the solutions of the transfer slots so that Kolo Muani will not be there this weekend in Napoli-Juve? Crazy story. I will tell you all the details in a second. It's not over because we need to speak about another crazy story. Jean-Clair Todibo that is asking forgiveness to Cristiano Giuntoli. Take me back. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. Mamma mia. I was absolutely not expecting a Friday morning like that. I wanted to go tranquilo, starting to prepare a bit the game, waiting for the press conference at 1:30 p.m. Italian time from Thiago Motta. Instead of that, two crazy stories that we will go through in a second. And we also have a bit of news updates about Andrea Cambiaso. So what do we start with? Well, telling you that this one is an important weekend of Serie A. Of course, there is that big game against Napoli that regardless of the ranking, regardless of the season, you always want to win against them. Because then blah, 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 blah. If they win one time, they will speak about it for 20 years, so you always want to win them. Then on top of that, you put the sauce that they have Antonio Conte, you put an extra sauce that they are first on the ranking of Serie A, you put the then you want to win against them. There are not a lot of big games in Serie A, but two important games. Napoli, Juve, as I already told you, and then there is also Lazio, Fiorentina, that is extremely important to us, because if we are able to win against Napoli, it could be potentially that you go already at +7 over Fiorentina if they lose against Lazio. If Lazio lose, you can go over them, having that top 4. If they draw, I think that we can go equal to Lazio. So it's not bad if we do the job, if we are able to win. I don't want to calculate too much because, when Italians, they calculate, it's always wrong. It always goes wrong. So let's stop there just to tell you that it's really an important weekend of Serie A. Now, let's go to Calcio Mercato, and then we'll speak about the game in other videos today. Calcio Mercato, Veiga sbarca alla Juve. Renato Vega, I don't want to speak too much about him because we already did it, but according to Tuttosport, he could possibly also arrive today in Continassa to do the medicals. Who knows if he really arrives this morning, and if really we have the transfer document signed and etc., he could even travel with the team. I'm not hoping that much on that, especially because from other sources we know that he could arrive on Monday, not tomorrow, not on Sunday, so it's or today, and who knows, or on Monday. But it's not over. This is also the title of Gazzetta dello Sport. Veiga is there, but it's not over, because there are other names on that list. Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly is one name. Please don't put him away. I know that you don't like him. I'm not in favor of signing Lloyd Kelly, but it's really a name that is persistent. Now, Juventus could possibly, because they opened talks with Newcastle, they really could go immediately for Lloyd Kelly, but they are waiting. They don't want to go too much, too fast, because they are waiting if possibly there is another opportunity that goes open, the one that you are not expecting, or maybe the one that you are expecting but that you slightly are giving up because the time is running. Well, one of the other names that was absolutely not expecting, and that's the crazy story of today, is Jean-Clair Todibo that is back. Jean-Clair Todibo that has never gone totally out of the radar. Jean-Clair Todibo that apparently, according to all what is written, but also what we can see ourselves, he's not feeling well at West Ham. He doesn't like the environment, maybe the city, I don't know. He doesn't like the club, I don't know. But he's not feeling 100% well at West Ham. He would love to change club immediately in January. And the first door that the agents knocked, or the first phone that they called, was the one of Cristiano Giuntoli, saying, look, Todibo, he wants to leave West Ham. Would you love to reopen talks? A lot of people will tell me, Beppe, no. He has chosen West Ham, it's own mistake, now he takes the responsibility, no way that we take back Todibo from Juve. I will tell you from that point of view, I'm not as close as a lot of people. Why? Because if you follow the channel this summer when we were speaking about Mercato, you know that a lot of time I said, it's not because of Todibo, or not only, I would not put 100% of the mistake, the blame on Todibo. It's Juve that couldn't go all in for Todibo. Why? Because we were solving a lot of situations like the one of Koopmeiners, Francisco Conceição, or we were looking, remember at the time, for some players from Premier League that never arrived, unfortunately, because I think that it would have been really great to have him. You all know who I'm speaking about, ex-player from Manchester United. We were speaking about a lot of roles, Nico Gonzalez, etc., etc. So Juventus couldn't go and increasing the offer. That Nice always said, this is what we want. If you want him, he's for you. The player agrees. The club agrees. Everyone, can you please go for it? When they found an agreement, Juventus even tried to go lower. So I would not blame Todibo. Could he have waited a bit more than going and signing the 10th of August to West Ham? Probably yes. Now, I understand that a player at a certain moment, he starts to be impatient. Are you serious that you want me or not? Because, guys, I cannot miss an opportunity to go play in Premier League waiting for you. If at the end you don't come, I will stay again in Ligue 1 one more year. And we are not speaking about Paris Saint-Germain or Olympique de Marseille. Now, is it easy to go for Todibo? No, it's not easy for a lot of reasons. The first one is that the player is injured until the end of February, I believe. So what does that mean? That if you go for that player, not only you don't have him immediately at disposal for the next round of Champions League because you cannot because of the rules, but not even for the playoffs that you will play against one team that I don't even know who it is. Could be Bayern, could be Real Madrid, could be another team. So that means that you don't even have the player for another month, February. So how long do you have the player? March, April, May. Seeing if he goes back immediately in full form, and then he needs to know the team and the coach, etc. I don't know. That's a bit too much. Then the secondly, and that's probably the most important, the player is not 100% from West Ham. It's a player that they took on loan with an obligation to buy at more or less 40 million euros. So it means that Juventus should take the same conditions if they are dealing with Nice. That means that West Ham is breaking the contract, giving him back to Nice. Nice, they already have an agreement with, okay, you take it at the same condition and then the players is yours. Do we really want to invest an obligation to buy loan for Jean-Clair Todibo at 40 million, especially if we know that our big target is Hancko? It's a big risk, guys. It's really a big risk. On the other side, another solution could be that West Ham is taking him, or at least anticipating the money that they are obliged to give at the end of the season to Nice. So it's a West Ham player, and then Juventus could go there negotiating with them to take him on loan. But that would be totally crazy, totally stupid, I believe. So the chances to see Todibo at Juve at these conditions, injured, the contract, etc., are quite difficult. Then, about the quality of the player, even if he's not doing well at West Ham, I'm not really doubting. Todibo is one name, Lloyd Kelly is another name. Then we have other names, like the one of Hancko that I keep repeating. I still don't give up. But why is Hancko still not there? Because Feyenoord is saying no. As easy as that. What can possibly unlock the situation? We know it. Cambiaso. And now the time is running for City, because City, finalizing Marmoush, could potentially in the coming hours really go all in for a solution for Andrea Cambiaso with big money. If that money comes, Juventus could potentially say, we don't care about Lloyd Kelly, we don't care about Todibo, we care about nobody else. Our target was and is, and the player that will come in January is Hancko. How much do you want, Feyenoord? You want 30? Here is 30. You want 35? Here is 35. You want 40? No, forget about it. So that is a possibility for immediately bringing Hancko to Juventus if Cambiaso situation is solved immediately. Now we go towards other things about the situation Napoli that I already anticipated this morning. But before that, let me show you these fantastic Gazelle shoes that will be launched on the 31st of January by Adidas with that beautiful zebra logo. Wow. Not only Giuntoli is spending money, also the Tifosi of Juve, because the collection Adidas Juve is just wow. Now we go towards that crazy story of Kolo Muani and Napoli. Okay, so this morning Repubblica is telling us, pay attention, because apparently between De Laurentiis, or the staff of De Laurentiis, so Napoli and Paris Saint-Germain, they have extremely good contacts. They open talks about, for example, Kvaratskhelia, so they have a direct line of contact. They tried to slow down, to put a bit of zizzania, a bit of problems on the situation Kolo Muani, to say, oh guys, you know what, wait a bit, wait until Sunday to unlock your slots of loans, etc., so that Kolo Muani, he arrives on Sunday officially to Juve, or Monday, and at least We don't block the transfers, but he's not there to play against Napoli. What a situation. What a situation. Guys, is it disgusting? Is it crazy? Is it some... No, it happens a lot in football world, so I don't even want to blame Napoli. I think it's even genius. Honestly, I say bravo, 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 bravo. But what does that mean? That even Juve, that is in a difficult situation, we know it. We are drawing. They are first there. You know what? They are scared about Juve. This is what it means. They are scared that Juventus could play possibly with a Kolo Muani that didn't even play a single minute with Juve. That's what it means. It's not the fact that they did it. It's funny. It's even funny. Why not? Oh, guys, nobody is telling you that you cannot. There is not a law that is against it. So they tried. Why not? But on the other side, it really shows that they are fearing Juve for that game. And we need to take advantage of that. We should not be scared of a Napoli that is first with our ex-coach, our ex-captain, our ex-player. We should not. They are scared because it's their mentality, because they have been used to that. They are scared about Juve. So let them show them on the field. But instead, Kolo Muani will be there because yesterday he has been announced as a Juve player, and he will not only be there, just there, according to what I told you and what all the papers are now reporting, he could potentially even start the game. Where? That's a big question mark because we didn't see him, but the papers are also reporting the words that I told you yesterday in that interview of Kolo Muani. If I can choose, I would play as a center forward there, as a number 9, even if he took the number 20 on the shoulders. So I prefer to play as a center forward, and I really believe that these are the intentions of Thiago Motta, to play him there up front. Who is the sacrifice of that game? Well, it could be for a third game consecutively while the player has no injury, Dusan Vlahovic that goes back on the bench. That could be really a problem on the 24th of January, 25th tomorrow, playing against Napoli with a third bench for Dusan Vlahovic could seriously mean attenzione, because there is a huge big problem there. Can it be solved in January? Means an exit strategy for Vlahovic if a team comes with money, or will it be a situation like that maybe until the end of the season? Because having the most paid player of Serie A on the bench for the 4 remaining months could be potentially a problem. From a Frenchman, Kolo Muani, to another one, Kefren Thuram that was on the bench against Bruges, will start the game again. Is super important. If there is one player that we cannot play without at the moment in that midfield, it is Kefren Thuram. Ragazzi, if you want to put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.